Most of the women in the world are not what a whole bunch of men sit down and have a conference about. We are nothing how a lot of you describe us.
You ain't got to lie.
You ain't talking about nothing.
Had you made better choices in women, you would have better things to say about women. You stay talking about the wall being undefeated like y'all don't hit it harder than women do.
Well, men have never been looked at as valuable based on their looks for the most part. It's really been about their ability to protect and provide. So no, you're wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Just like her think that a motherfucker like me won't just tell her that, won't just openly say it, because most men in her life are probably too afraid to say it.
Female nature is female nature. And the rules of female nature even apply to the best women on earth. So don't let these women try to convince you that, oh, you just gotta pick better. No matter who you pick, it's certain things that's gonna come into play as far as women.
That is a scientific fact.
May hit the wall before you, but when y'all hit that shit, y'all violently slam into that shit. Y'all come up with these anecdotes and guidelines on how to deal with women that really don't bring you success at all. It just makes you more of a dealing with women.
And we all know being an a-hole works wonders on women. The a-holes are the guys that are getting chased by 80% of women. And the gentlemen with great personalities are the ones who can't keep a bitch.
A lot of y'all don't have y'all looks to rely on, so I suggest you adjust your attitude. Y'all age, we age. Please stop acting like you invincible, bruh. Because every time you tell a woman that the wall is undefeated, we can't say the same about your hairline, bank account, or penis.
That lady's angry.
You start to realize why a lot of them can't keep around a man, to be honest with you.
This is something that only exists online. You will hit the wall after 25, that you're not going to be liked after 30, that you're expired. That's something that insecure men will comment online.
You weren't liked at 21. You never had a good personality. You were never funny. You were never charismatic. You just wore tight clothes. But after a certain age, that fades. And now you actually have to develop a personality, which is really hard to do at 30 when you never had to have one to get what you wanted out of life.
Boom. Roasted.
If you're not chronically online, and if you go out in the real world, you will see the picture that's completely different. And also, like a couple of hours later, I realized I forgot to tell you, dating is not hard for you after 30 because you're not attractive. Dating is harder for you after 30 because you're pickier and you know what you want.
What you want at a time when you're least likely to get it isn't a good thing.
And you're more specific. It's not bad. Now, I always talk on here about myself as an example, mature looking and is not yet 30. And you guys are probably sick of me talking about it, but I have to rewire your brain about aging, okay? So listen, I never had a baby face. I never looked innocent. Even as a 19-year-old, I always had a woman face, never a baby face. And I can tell you honestly what I noticed. As I'm aging more, I spend more money on myself. I invest in myself more, and I'm more taken care of.
Why do you put that makeup on? If you're so confident, you're so secure, and you think you're so beautiful, why do you have to cake all that makeup on? And you just said you're spending more money now. Why? You're just as cute as you were when you were 19, according to you. It's just not adding up.
I get more attention. A lot more than when I was 20.
But do you get more marriage proposals? Women gonna get attention. I mean, if you go in a room full of men and you got straight hair and you're not morbidly obese, you're going to get attention from men. That's not what we're judging on. What man can you keep to stay around you? That's the flex.
And I date older guys. That's my preference. And I date older guys. That's my preference. But I can tell you I get attention from all age groups. Young men, older men, men my age. And even if someone thinks that about me, I couldn't care less. They don't have to date me. There's someone for everyone. There's always going to be someone who will want to date you, whatever age you are.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
We know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
There's a few things I want to touch on here. In the black community, if you're not hood or street, you a cornball. There's no in between in the black community. Like if you a good person doing the right thing, you are going to get clowned mercilessly. 20 years down the line when you're productive and successful and you're looking back on all the people that made fun of you, you realize who the real lames were. Spoiler, it was them. And when I say successful, I ain't talking about 6 figures and nice car. I'm talking about having your mind right, having a peace of mind. Like I said, being productive, having good morals and values, not being on drugs or addicted to alcohol. That's success to me. Having a family that love you, doing right in the world, that's success to me. B-dubs are some of the most hateful people you're ever going to come in contact with, so I'm sure she clowned this dude back in high school. No question in my mind whatsoever. But the question is, should he have called her out on it? I say no, because he just showed that it still affects him to this day.
To this day. To this day.
So you just gave her shine by doing this. So you really helped her out, actually. But it's the same thing with trying to stun on exes. No, I'm not trying to stun on an ex. I don't care about your life anymore. So if I see you in public, it's like, okay, hey, whatever. I'm not trying to show you that I'm doing better now. It don't matter what you think. I don't care if I was dressed bummy when you ran into me. I just don't care.
What do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Who cares?
Well, that one study we referenced that said by 2030, 50% of the women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading. Because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas. And then two, the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future.
There's plenty of call centers hiring because you can at least speak English, so you can do that.
There's going to be a lot of miserable women coming up here pretty soon. Well, they're miserable now, but it's going to just keep getting worse. And guess who they're going to take it out on? All their customers at their Taco Bell job. Even worse, they're going to take it out on their elderly patients at work. You know all these chicks are nurses. So it's going to be a lot of beat up grandpas at the nursing home. Because these broads is miserable and sick that they still don't got a man. And life just didn't play out the way they planned. Bars.
They will kick those heels off and beat your butt.
This says when you finally decide to give the nice guy a chance.
You better fix my entire life, you little
You would have been better off alone playing video games, bruh. That little 5 minutes of pleasure she give you once a month is definitely not worth this hell. If she wouldn't have dated you in her prime, don't save her when she in her decline. Simple as that.
So quick backstory on this chick. She got preggo at 15 with baby daddy number 1, then got preggo with baby daddy 2 at 20. Then she spent her 20s capitalizing on her sexual market value, spending her time in Vegas, and low key, I'm not gonna lie, she's kind of a baddie. And as soon as she hit 28, she cashed in on the lawyer beta male and got preggo with baby daddy number 3 at 29. Just before she hit the infamous wall, which is a point when she realizes that she is starting to become less sexually desirable by men. But the moral of the story is, don't be this guy. Getting with a girl with multiple baby daddies because you'll end up like this. Posing in pictures and faking a smile with kids that aren't yours. And even worse, having to see baby daddy number 2 all the time while they co-parent. The true winner is that guy. He shows up to his daughter's birthday with his new wife knowing that he had sex with 2 girls at the same table.
That's insanity.
While this guy is taking a huge L. Don't get me wrong, she is a baddie, but I would only casually date her. This was most likely the first time that beta male ever had a girl who was that hot. So he thought that this was the best that he can get, and whatever baggage that came with her, he would just accept that. Yet, if he understood females and practiced game, he would have been able to get more girls that were just as hot as her, and he could have prevented all of this.
Have you been scrolling through your social media and noticed the word simp everywhere?
Yes. But what does it mean?
He shouldn't say that about a woman. Why can't you say women are wrong when they're wrong?
You want to be making moves on the street, have no attachments, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you spot the heat around the corner.
Am I the most attractive girl in the world? No. But do I have a great personality? Also no. But do I wake up every morning and try and be the best person I can be? No.
It doesn't matter if she's the head of astrophysics or if she's the head of giving head on 4th and Broadway. It doesn't matter, dude. It's the same shit.
I want to build a life. I want a future. Sick of it. Tired of it.
We're saying no to coffin dates. We're saying no to buffer dates. We're saying no to walks in the park.
How much money does a guy need to date you?
About like 100K. 100,000. At least 100K a month. 200,000 a month. Probably well over 400K. 500 grand at the least on the figures. $1 million, 2 million. But minimum, at least 6 foot. Company under 6 foot.
What height is too short for a guy?
Anything under 6 foot.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked at them and thought, damn, that's sexy. And that's my problem.